You're listening to another great podcast in the MyMac Podcasting Network.
MyMac Podcast 698, Macstock 2018, transcribed.
Hi everyone and welcome to Maccast. Well,
Right
God
into
knows. What did I say Maccast for?
I don't know.
Jesus. Hi everyone and welcome to MyMac Podcast 698. No, this isn't the Maccast. Far, far, far from it.
Right, he's actually professional.
Yeah, well, yeah. So they say.
So they say.
Yeah, no more professional than us. Okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Guess what, Guy?
Tell me.
We are two.
How many?
Look at my fingers. Two away from 700. Two away from.
Two away. Two
But more
away.
But more importantly,
Yeah.
we are only one away
How
from
many?
6-9.
You got to show
one
me the
away.
finger.
One away.
Just one away.
Just one away. Just one away. You see that finger?
I see
One
that
up-
finger.
One away from a 699. Why don't you take us through some of those important 699 numbers?
So many important things that happened in 699 in Europe. Oh, you
put it in.
I know. The Umayyad Caliphate.
You may say that.
I may say that their troops invaded Armenia and secured the submission of. Were there like no vowels in like the earlier part of that millennia? Prince Sumbat.
Europe, no.
I'm sorry, Prince Sumbat the Sixth Bagratuni, the South
Caucasian.
Caucasus.
I don't know.
Becomes a vice royalty because just being a regular royalty wasn't enough. Called Armenia and is divided into 4 regions: Caucasian Albania, Caucasian Iberia, the area around the Aras River, which apparently didn't have a name, and Tarin, which is now known as modern Turkey. Or I guess it's just known as Turkey.
Right. In Asia.
Tell me.
On June 26, Ennu Ozunu, the Japanese ascetic, is banished to Izu, Oshima, a volcanic island in the Izu Islands, and accused of confusing the mind of the people with magic.
Ooh, magic.
He will later be regarded as the founder of a folk religion called Shugendu.
Well, what do you think the religion? Because I think we like confuse people's minds all the time. What do you think that the religion that we have would be called? Jimanus.
Jimangju.
Jimanju.
See what I did there? Anyway, go on to the next one because I like the next one.
So the next one.
699. We're one away.
We're one away.
Folks.
And in the United States, $699 is 568 euros, but only for a little while longer in the UK.
No, we don't. No, we don't deal in euros in the UK. We have British sterling pounds.
And quid. And yeah, I am so glad that you call your money both quid and pounds, because there's nothing confusing about that at all. And also, Gaz, did you know that in Florida there's a road, State Road 699, that is locally known as Gulf Boulevard and Blind Pass Road, because that's where all the blind people go to drive cars. It's a 15-mile long road running the length of the Pinellas County barrier islands in the Gulf of Mexico. So that's on the west side of Florida, serving the popular beaches near St. Petersburg, Clearwater, and Largo, as compared to the unpopular beaches that people don't want to go to. The southern terminus of State Road 699 is at the extreme western end of the Pinellas Bayway, State Road 682 in St. Pete Beach. The northern terminus is in the extreme extreme western end of State Road 688 in Indian Rocks Beach. So that's where the unpopular beaches begin, is there.
Guy, what have you been doing with your Mac this week?
Oh, well, I'm getting more and more used to this new iMac, and
Right.
so far I'm very, very pleased with it. But so far,
Cool.
But there is one thing
Why are you sitting on the sofa?
that I miss, and sofa. It is sofa good, so fucking good.
No, I didn't say that. Now,
I know.
careful.
Well, no,
You're gonna have to edit
there was
that
a
out
guy.
now.
There was a guy here who used to sell sofas, and he was known as the Sofa King.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were really good. So he would sell.
Can you
sofas.
tell me a
I
little bit
will.
more about your iMac?
Yes, I will. The one thing that it doesn't have is a lot of audio ins and outs. So
No.
it's true. It's true. I had lots of ins and outs on my Mac Pro that I don't have on the iMac. And so now going into the Behringer mixer that I have, the only thing I really have going into it now is my microphone. And
Well, that's probably helping us out.
it is. But but I'm wondering, do I even really need like this big mixer for just my microphone, or would I be better off going a little bit smaller and using like just an audio interface, USB audio interface?
I'm saying nothing.
Because, well, it's not like I'm known for changing my audio setup, so yeah, I figure why not, you know?
Why not? I mean,
Yeah.
let's have as many audio points of interaction as we possibly can, because that's what makes Guy happy.
It does. And then sit there and struggle as
Do you like
you
my
fall
white
asleep.
headphones? Do you like my
I
white
did.
headphones?
Are those new?
No, I've had them for some time actually, but they are Bluetooth, but I've actually got them wired in.
Are they Beats
I
or are they
used to have
somebody
little-
else?
No, I can't remember the name of them. They're just a cheap pair.
Well, actually, I just heard from Mike.
Oh, cool. That's good. Anyway, can I just whip through a few of the bits that have happened this week?
Yes.
Well, Apple Canada, yes, they answered a load of Throttlegate questions because
Oh,
guess
God.
what? Throttlegate is going on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
It's like
And
there is nobody in any country
was-
ever that can
this was
figure
gonna
out
be- this-
why they did this.
Can I just say this was going to be quick so you can answer Mike?
Yeah.
You can't help yourself, can
No,
you?
I can't. They
Apple
piss
would
me
never
off.
slow down phones to sell more. Yawn, yawn, yawn is what I've said here. Apple snags Sony's Angelica Guerrera for video push.
Did she
More
play
video.
Tomb
Can I
Raider?
carry on, please?
Yes.
Can you just shut up?
I can try.
More video news about people. If I'm honest, I don't care. I just want great content.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently CHP are to run decoy buses to catch the Apple shuttle bus assailant. Right. I wonder if that's like a decoy duck. Does that mean that they have to have decoy people in those buses? That's the only question I was going to
Or
ask.
decoy drivers.
There's a report that the stickers hitting glass walls at Apple Park. No wonder Apple need to get their own healthcare centres. They've got to put up stickers with those healthcare centres. That's what I think.
Well,
Piper
do you know-
Jaffrey.
do you know why they have
Will
those
you let me
stickers?
finish?
Yes.
I'm not going to. You got to keep your mouth shut
I
here. Okay.
can't.
Else, this show is going to be about 2 hours long, right? Okay. So Piper Jaffrey sees good times for iPhone. Whoopee doo. That's all I can say. Whoopee doo. Right. Apple headphone rumors strikes again. Does this mean that Apple rate their brand higher than Beats, or just another route to the headphone market? Well, I think it's just another route to the headphone market so they can, compete against some others. Guggenheim analyst still expects Apple Car. Well, sort of, apparently. They will see. What they've said is they will either be or not a car.
To be.
Yeah, talk about commitment. Stanford students protest for smartphone addiction action outside an Apple location. Not sure they're asking the right people there to.
Yeah. Or they would have if they could have taken their eyes off their phones.
Correct. Apple are ending iTunes LP submissions, extra album material. Do you remember? Or no, nor do I. Well, it's no more because I never really looked at it anyway. So Apple Music for Android app updated. Why? Well, just be happy about this. Not really. Why? I don't know. Just yawn. The Treasury Department warns against iTunes gift card scams. This is a warning sent out, but just another route for criminals to try and get your money, folks. It's a jungle out there. Be careful. But paying back taxes with iTunes prepaid cards. Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
really?
IRS people need love too.
Yeah, true. Okay. A man brings an Apple One back to life. Only 200 were made, but someone has brought a dead second-hand Apple One. Well, they're all second-hand now, I
was going to say, as compared to the brand new Apple Ones that are coming out.
What I meant was a non-working second-hand Apple One, back from the dead. Spooky, man, spooky. And what was interesting to me was that the guy used an iPad to simulate a cassette player to get it to recognize the code. It was brilliant.
Oh, that's funny.
Rosenblatt analyst sees Face ID for iPad at WWDC. Okay, but let's just wait and see, shall we please? Citi predicts a steep drop for iPhone 10. However, according to Tim at the last earnings call, iPhone 10 was the best-selling iPhone each week since its release. So who's telling the truth?
Well,
United... Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, we're trying to compare someone like Citibank who wants to sell you stuff to someone who can be thrown in jail if they lie. So, okay. I think I'll go with Tim on that one.
United Healthcare adds Apple Watch Series 3 to wellness program. Another company finding a way to get your data cheap. Apple Watch giveaway. Be careful, folks. Be careful what you sign up for. And finally for this, FBI director fights perpetual war against data backdoor.
Or for data backdoor.
For a data backdoor. I just put here, why don't these guys get it?
Because they want Apple to do the work for them. They want Apple to just give them all of our data.
Yeah, that's true. They not just Apple though. Everybody. Anyway, let's go over to the MyMac.com recent articles. Guy, would you like to take the first one?
I will take the first one.
Good. Jolly good.
Maybe. And I have a feeling this is not going to end well. We'll find out. Zvox soundbar. This is a review by Bert Clanchard.
This is Bert Clanchard, and I approve this message.
Yay! Fortunately, he was the very first one in that string of 3 that I haven't edited yet. So anyway, that worked. This soundbar, nobody cares. This soundbar was once described. I know. And, I'm sitting here saying it, and in the back of my mind is like, God, shut up. Just, Guy, shut up. Nobody cares. Okay. This soundbar was once described as reading glasses for your ears. Really? Okay. Yeah, wait a second. Here we go. Reading glasses for my ears. It makes up for all those times that you have hearing aids for your eyes.
Move on.
Okay, moving on. Bert couldn't have said it better. Press the AccuVoice button on the remote, and dialogue suddenly becomes clearer and more precise, even at low volumes. Speech is clarified without altering music, sound effects, or general ambiance. A typical British TV drama with thick Yorkshire and other heavy accents, because, you guys don't speak proper American English and all, is often hard to understand. Eh? What did he say? AccuVoice. I know, you're going to come into this next Macstock just to find Bert. That's what I'm thinking. AccuVoice gives the dialogue presence and clarity. Go on over, read this, and then find Bert and be very angry with him.
Essential app the H and social media with Gazmaz. This week, the tech news has mostly been all about the Mobile World Congress, and it wasn't very exciting, to be fair. Mostly seemed like a lot of people copying the notch that they all made so much fun of. So for a bit of a different feel this week, we are joined by the irrepressible and effervescent Gazmaz from the MyMac show to take a look at the apparent disturbance at the force caused by the sudden arrival of Vero, the appearance of Microblog, and a couple of other upstarts wanting to take on the might of Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you listen to this show,
I did.
Be prepared.
And I'm not happy.
Why?
You guys said mean things about me.
No, we didn't mean it.
Oh, okay. As long as you didn't mean it, but everybody heard it that way. Fine.
I'll tell you what. I'm never going to say anything mean about you anymore, Guy.
Because I listened to all those shows.
Yeah, well, no.
Just because of how much trouble you guys had getting going?
We snapped straight into this week's show. Straight in, I tell you. Great.
Yeah, well, there was that brief... Oh, never mind. No one cares, Gaz. No one cares. That should be the name of this show this week.
No one cares.
MyMac podcast.
No. 699. No one cares.
No one cares. Just no one cares. All right. Next up is Geekiest Show Ever 282. Streamish. After... Oh, crap. Hold on. Oh, I can't find it.
Oh, dear. Here we go.
All right.
And this is such a good program.
I found it. After the weather report, which delights Kevin, we stroll down memory lane on TV shows that Elisa...
Hi, guys. Yes, this is Elisa.
No.
You haven't.
Kelly and I play the show. And I'm calling about episode 322 and the difficult...
All right.
I'm calling about episode...
I can't figure it out. I'll figure it out later. That Elisa and Kevin remember and sing about. See, I should have fixed this last week. Kevin gives a brief update on some of the new gadgets he has acquired since the last time he was on the show. Next, we discuss the main focus of the show on how to stream podcasts on your Apple Watch with the trials and tribulations that, her and Melissa have been. If I say the name, I'll have to hit the button. So I can't say the name.
No, don't say it.
It's like when people talk about Google's A word. This is like the MyMac E word for this week.
Just
anyway,
crack on.
Yeah, they're going to just figure it out.
Oh dear. TechFan340, an appointment to wait. Tons of feedback this week. Plus Tim.
Yes, Tim.
See, you got it down.
Visits an Apple store. David Boggs down in compete corporate tech. Sorry, let me start that again. Okay. Tons of feedback this week. Plus Tim.
Yes, Tim.
I have to do that, don't I? Visits an Apple store. David bogs down in corporate tech and government fines for social media sites. Pioneer Corporation is out. Wikipedia segment is out. That should read our.
Yeah, I think that's our.
Our Wikipedia segment this week.
No, it's like this. Pioneer Corporation.
Yeah. If you like to write for the mighty MyMac website, then send an email to nemo@mymac.com. That's NEMO@mymac.com and get yourself published.
In theory.
Guy.
Yeah.
Tell the people how they can contact you.
Oh, they can contact. It's so easy. It's so easy. All you have to do
is so easy to
fall in love.
Sorry.
But not this week. Not on this show. Just contact me through my email address, which is guy@mymac.com, probably. And of course, I'm on the Twitters. Mac Parent. Guess, how can people get a hold of you?
They can send an email to gaz@mymac.com, and you can also get me on the Twitter, twitter.com/Gazmaz, GAZMAZ. And if Guy releases the video this week, you will see why he was falling apart.
I released it last week, but it was like over an hour long. I have to cut that down a little bit, just a little bit, maybe. So I won't be doing the entire show. Everyone, stand by. Stand by.
Yeah, boy.
And we'll be
right back.
We will. He will. See, I'm dancing.
You asking?
Hi, I'm Bart Buchholz, host of the Let's Talk Apple podcast. Every month I gather together a panel of Apple followers and we digest the month's Apple news. Our aim is to step back and take a 40,000-foot view of all things Apple. We're the perfect complement to the many great daily news shows out there. Listen and subscribe at www.lets-talk.ie.
Number 1 in our time slot, the G-Men on the MyMac.com podcast.
Okay, everybody. Hello. We are live here on Facebook. Probably. Here on the MyMac.com podcast, we are going live on Facebook in both the regular Facebooks and the Mac to the Future Facebook page. And I don't know if the audio is working or not, but I have a stellar group of people here. Of course, I have Gazmaz from the good old MyMac.com podcast. I have Barry Fulk and I have Mike Potter, the brains behind the Macstock Conference and Expo, which will be July 21st and 22nd, right there in Woodstock, Illinois. And I'm trying to bring everybody up here, and it's okay. If I hit this button, there. Okay, now we are live. Everybody, say wave and say hi.
Hello.
And
Hello.
And why is my phone trying to talk? Can you believe it, Gaz? My phone is actually trying to talk to me right now.
Well, it doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah. I don't know why it was trying to do that. But before we get started, like I was saying, Mike, who is in the lower right, and Barry, who is in the upper right, are the brains behind the Macstock Conference and Expo, which is held in Woodstock, Illinois in July 21st and 22nd of this year. And why don't you guys kind of give us a brief history on how this whole crazy thing started?
I think the history starts with you, Barry.
Well, I guess we can go back to when the Earth cooled and the dinosaurs came up. Not that far back.
I remember that.
So, yes. So there was obviously a big show in San Francisco called Macworld, which was a yearly event that had upwards of 30,000 people. And it was, of course, a fantastic event. Apple was there for a while, but then Apple left, and things just weren't working out as much as they had hoped it to be. It was still a great community-driven event, but after a few years, IDG said, we're going to put it on hiatus, which, of course, really meant that it was going to be canceled. So we're all complaining, grousing, and I'm like, I could try to do something here. Maybe I'll do it in my backyard. So I started inviting a few people over, and at first it was a 5 to 10 person event, and then the numbers kept going up, and through the good graces of people like Mike and you gentlemen and others like Allison and Steve Sheridan, started getting some real traction. And at that point, I'll flip this over to Mike, because Mike's story actually begins a little bit before that, but that's when he and I started talking about how we could combine two concepts. So Mike, let's go back to 2009.
Ooh, 2009. I thought you were going to go back even further than that. Being children of the 60s, being hippies.
Peace.
2000. The first part of the Macstock logo, Peace, Love, Mac. So, 2009. 2009 is the year I actually registered the domain name for Macstock. This is an idea I had that year and several years ago now. And I actually approached Barry about it. He was a regular on the podcast for Mac Guys Only, doing his roving reporter bit out and about at all these cool conferences. And we met over coffee, and I laid out this in-depth presentation for what Macstock could be. It was, I think it was a one-pages document, wasn't it? And no, but it was the beginning of the idea. I had registered the domain. I had registered several domains for what it could be, and we sat down and talked about it. And nothing really came of it until 2015.
Yeah, and it's really that? It was just, and that's really when we started seeing these numbers climb and realizing that all of a sudden we were going to have almost 100 people here in the Chicago area. So, but with the pull of, having a community event, having the pull of a bunch of speakers, and Mike, I mean, really, we did this in about 6 weeks' time.
Well,
yeah,
it wasn't.
I remember that
people.
you guys just did this like so quick, because when we started talking about it on the MyMac podcast, when Gaz and I started talking about it, it was like, all right, if you want tickets for this thing, you got to order them right now, because there was like no time.
Yeah, it was April. And we were holding it in June. So it was like 6-8 weeks, something like that. We threw it all together, but it wasn't just those 100 people that Barry had, but there were a certain segment of those 100 people that were just going to make fantastic speakers if they were willing to take part. And to a T, every single one of them said, "Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely, we want to take part in it." And that was the genesis of Macstock actually becoming a thing. And then 6 weeks later, it was a thing. June 20th.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It was, I think, the Father's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yep. And so we crammed it in. Mike, you had the event all day long, and then people would grab a bus, car, whatever, and then basically head to my house, which is a little over an hour away, actually, from the conference. And pretty much, let's see if this is going to work. If you look outside here, that is actually where we held it, out in that backyard right there.
Yes.
So we
in the rain.
In the rain, we did.
Oh my God!
At some point, realizing that I wasn't going to be able to cook for 100 people, so we found this awesome caterer, got a bunch of tents and chairs, and yeah, it was a good thing, because at some point it was pouring. But I want to say it was just a great time. Everybody was there. We had several podcasts going at the same time, and for all the fact that we had 100 people here that my wife literally knew no one else but me, it was either going to be a divorce-inducing event, or we would do it again someday.
Life affirming.
Yes.
Well, I remember besides the rain, I had set up my computer and like 3 microphones in your dining room, on that dining room table.
Yes,
and it was Gaz and myself, and I think Allison, was it Dave Hamilton?
Dave Hamilton
was there too. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was the 3 of us talking.
And Pilot Pete.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then at some point, we took our typical break that we do.
Don McAllister. Sorry, my brain works.
Well, I actually picked up you and Don at the airport.
Yeah, we were just hanging around
the day before. So
just randomly wandering around.
Yeah. So basically, Gaz and I just kind of looked at each other, and we were like, "Okay, we're leaving. You guys take over the podcast." And I basically hit the record button, and then Gaz and I walked out the front door in the pouring rain. I stood there and had a cigarette when I was still doing that terrible thing.
And I didn't.
No, he did not have a cigarette. And I think we kind of surprised everybody, because I know you jumped in there, Barry, for a bit. It was Barry and Tom Schmidt and Pilot Pete and Dave and like all these different people. And at first you guys pretended like you were us, but that didn't work because you were way too intelligent. So, but I just remember how much fun. And remember, this is when Macstock was only a one-day event.
Yeah,
it was like everything. In 2015, it was a one-day event. So after the conference was over on that first day, we all kind of jumped in our various vehicles. And fortunately, most of us were staying relatively close to where you live, Barry. And we all drove to Barry's house and had some wonderful food and wonderful company. And it came down in buckets that evening.
I've got to, jumping back to the actual conference itself, Guy, I think everybody was blown away by how well that ran.
Except for those first 2 speakers.
Well, that was a bit sketchy.
Yeah. Okay.
But one of them. Mike, to your credit, though, Allison Sheridan, she's gone to many events like this. She's, lived in the corporate world.
Yeah.
And she would have sworn up and down that you've been doing this for years. It was well run, so well done, and it was just a huge credit to you, especially for the short time frame.
Well, Allison has been a tremendous supporter of Macstock since the beginning, as has Chuck Joyner and Guy and Tim. And there's this phenomenal group of people who have done nothing but support the conference. And I know on Mac to the Future, you've been talking about Macstock quite a lot too, and it's so very much appreciated because it really is a community event, and it's only because of the community continuing to support it and getting the word out that it has grown to what it is right now.
And I know that when the conference was over in 2015, that everybody, I think that the biggest question that everybody had was, are you doing it again next year? And we were all so very fortunate in that it was such an amazing success that you guys actually wanted to do it, to go to all the trouble to do this thing in the very next year. And it just seems like every single year that this has gone on. Oh, was that from a baseball game?
Yep. Kane County Cougars.
Kane County Cougars, yeah. That was your first ball game, wasn't it, Gary?
Absolutely, yeah.
But he's been to a cricket game, which is same thing, same baseball.
Same thing. It just takes 3 days longer.
Actually, I haven't. I've never attended a cricket match.
Oh, really? How can you call yourself English and say that you've never attended a cricket match?
Well, someone's got to keep the side up.
Okay. So the next year comes around, Mike, and what did you do then? You decided to make it bigger.
All right, let me just comment about the baseball thing for a moment. We're driving out to the game. You're on the phone with your wife, Gaz, and I heard you say this numerous times throughout the day. Yeah, it's like rounders. Yeah, no, it's like rounders. Oh, okay, yeah, I get, yeah, that's what it is. That was how you explained it to people.
I don't have no idea what rounders is.
Yes, you do.
It's
like baseball.
It's like baseball. It's like baseball.
I'm good then. I'm all right then. Yeah. So what happened in 2016?
Oh my gosh, 2016. 2016 was cool. We went to a day and a half. We had so many more speakers. We had 18 speakers that year, I think it was. And it was, it's one of those, we're just growing it organically kind of thing. And even this year, it's kind of the same thing. 2016. So this is 2016 right here. And
I mean, part of it was we really wanted to, Mike took the feedback from the people, which was great. And like I said, made it a day and a half because people wanted, if you're coming into Chicago, great place because we had so many people from out of town that let's make it a day and a half, see if that works. And then I moved the barbecue basically on site to the McHenry County Community College, which was a great place. It is a fantastic place for our conference by itself. They had these huge tracts of land. We brought in this company that did pork chops that barbecued them right there out in the lot. It was great. We
had a DeLorean there too, as a matter of fact.
Yes. Is it Brian Pierce heads the DeLorean? He drove it in from Wisconsin. So that was great to see. Yeah, and it was just a wonderful time. So that was kind of like the second year event. But you know what happens? And this is why I love this event. Little things start to pop up, right? It's like, oh, we're going to start playing games afterwards, back in the hotel rooms, or we need to get together afterwards. These are the things that we find that makes this such a wonderful event. And again, based upon the feedback, what are you going to do next year? So, year 3 now, Mike, you took it up to a full 2 days.
Took it out to a full 2 days. I was actually thinking about Macstock 2016 earlier because there is this movement going on Twitter today for, and you're part of it, Barry, for a karaoke night again this year. So, oh dear, we just lose Barry? We just lost Barry. But Gene McDonald,
sorry about
Gene McDonald, and
return your camera back on.
Oh, there he is.
Okay.
Here I am. Yeah. Sorry about that. So I was just going to say.
Kelly and Gene are behind this movement to have a karaoke night again this year. And we had karaoke at the barbecue.
Yes,
exactly. And Don McAllister said if we could get a karaoke machine that he would lead it off. And kudos to him. He was true to his word. I brought a karaoke machine, and it was great. And again, it's amazing. We had several people come up. Fantastic voices. We had a lot of fun. And
then again,
me. Well, you and me. Because having me do karaoke without drinks is that's a first for me. So it was a challenge. But no, it was a lot of fun. So now Both Kelly and Gene have been trying to get to Macstock for several years, and they kind of put me, they threw me under the bus and said, okay, you're in charge. Figure this out for Macstock 2018. So I am in charge, and I will figure it out.
Now, are you going to hold the Saturday night event at a different location than the college?
So that's the intent. So we have a couple of good options. The hotel has been great, the host hotel, and they have a couple of rooms which I've got on hold right now. So it's possible one of those rooms could be converted into a karaoke room. We've got a really great place next to our restaurant, and there are a couple other options I'm looking at. So, again, we've got some really good things to do. I just want to figure out where's the best place for sound so we're not interfering with people who might be trying to sleep. We also want to do a game night, which again was a huge hit that grew organically from this event. And I'm going to be doing some really more like kind of like Apple TV based games. I do this out of my house now. It is a blast. So a couple different opportunities for Saturday night.
Now, when you guys had you guys had a live band last year, and you had it in that little separate party room, I guess, in downtown Woodstock.
In Woodstock.
Yeah, Mix and Mingle. So this year you're thinking about having it actually in the host hotel, which would be much more convenient for the people that are staying there.
Right. Yeah, it's right there. Since people are staying there, it's close by, and those people at the hotel have been absolutely fantastic to work with. So that's kind of the plan right now, and we'll obviously put more details as we get closer as I kind of finalize timing and what's going to happen where. But you can bet on game night. You can bet on some level of karaoke, whether it's 4 people in a room or 40 people in the conference rooms.
For people that don't know where Woodstock, Illinois is, and this is where you guys have held this conference for the last 3 years. Woodstock, Illinois is just to the northwest of Chicago. It's about an hour away, as the crow flies. And really, anywhere you live in the world, you can get to Chicago with 1 or 2 flights. It's really, really not that hard to get there. The hotels that are in the area are great. The people that live in the area are so kind and so accommodating that it really makes you wonder why IDG had the Macworld Expo for all those years in some place like San Francisco, which, granted, is a great place to visit, but horrible to get around in.
Can I just say one thing about the people of Woodstock? I found just the smallest problem. They just kept repeating themselves.
I was just going to say, if anyone would like to see Woodstock, if anyone would like to see Woodstock, it is the town where the movie Groundhog Day was filmed.
The outdoor scenes.
The outdoor scenes.
Right.
Oh, you always have to spoil it, Guy, don't you?
I know.
You always have to throw something in there, don't you?
We have Ned's Corner. We have the spot where Bill Murray stepped in that puddle over and over again. It's all immortalized.
And the gazebo.
All throughout the town. The Alpine Theater has been recently refurbished. Beautiful, beautiful Woodstock Theater has recently been refurbished. Just fantastic. The Opera House, where he dove to his hoped
one of his demise
over and over and over again. The Cherry Tree Inn is a beautiful bed and breakfast. We actually just had a couple Macstock attendees come into town just to spend a few days in town, and they stayed at the Cherry Tree Inn. That's known as the Groundhog Day house around town, but it's actually a beautiful bread and breakfast. Bread and breakfast. That's how we know it. Yes, exactly. It's a bed and breakfast.
Now,
anyway,
if people are wondering, why should we go to Macstock? What is the reason to go to Macstock? To which I can say this, that if you had never gone, or even if you had gone to the Macworld Expo in San Francisco and had a chance to kind of feel the camaraderie of all of the Mac heads that were there, that's what Macstock is. That Macstock brings in the best of the Macworld Expo without all the iPhone cases. So, seriously. And the great thing is that the theater where the speakers talk. Yeah, probably. Well, are you doing the Mac swap thing again this year?
Yeah, we are going to do that again this year. That was new last year.
Yeah, I brought a lot of stuff.
We've given everybody the berry stuff, but I'm super excited when we have a break here. I'm super excited to talk about the stuff that's new for this year.
Go for it,
because this year is huge, and I'm not even sure how we're going to top this for 2019. Other than 2019 is going to be the 5th year of Macstock, which I just can't believe. So when you guys are asking me about 2015 and 2016, I'm like, oh gosh, what happened? I can't remember what happened because I'm already thinking about this year and what's going to be happening next year. I mean, these addled old gears in my brain are already talking about, think about the 5th year. But this year, 2018, is going to be so super cool. We've got 3 big things that are happening this year that are all brand new to Macstock.
Nice.
Yes, there's going to be the Macstock swap. Yes, we're going to have the MyMac game show quiz, which was a huge hit last year. You and Tim did a phenomenal job at it.
Yeah, we had a blast doing it.
Yeah, I know, and I hear you've got something new planned for this year, which maybe we can get you to talk about in a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's all on the QT.
It is.
That's okay. That's all right. But 3 big new things this year. The first is we're theming Macstock. So in the past, we had all kinds of talks from all kinds of speakers and all kinds of subjects. And one of the things I heard, Barry mentioned this earlier about feedback from the attendees. One of the things I heard is they would kind of like to have a common thread to the talks. And I thought, well, why don't we try that this year? And that actually happens a lot with Macstock. It's like, well, let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. And so this year we're trying this new concept of theming the talks. And the theme this year was productivity. So all I did is I didn't really give any rules or any guidelines to the speakers other than, kind of make it stick to this theme of productivity. And let's let people know when they walk through the door what they're in for this year. And this is what we've got on the table. We have 10 speakers, 10 talks in productivity, and I think it's going to make for a really great weekend for everybody in terms of the content that they'll be getting from the folks on stage. So that's the first big thing. Now, the second big thing is that all the speakers... Oh, wow, we have 4 big... do we have 4? Well, we have 4 big things. Okay, the second big thing is that all the speakers in the past...
I'm flashing back to Monty Python and...
Oh, hang on a minute. All right, let me get there. Hang on, just give me a...
He'll find it. Nobody expects the Macstock speaker.
That's right.
I can't. Yeah. No, I can't.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Anyway, so the second big thing related to that is in the past, every speaker has been given 20 minutes to talk. This, when I set about to do Macstock 2015, I, despite Allison's assurances to the contrary, I really had no clue what I was doing. So I looked at other community-based conferences and I said, okay, what are they doing that works? And one of the things that seemed to work out there were the TED-style talk lengths. Let's give speakers, well, TED gives them 18 minutes. I was being super generous. I gave everybody 20 minutes. I said, you have 20 minutes to give your talk, to get your concept out there into the brains and minds, into the ears and minds of the people in attendance.
Earworms.
Of Macstock. Earworms. No, that's something different. But to get your concept out there, to whet their appetite, to get them excited about your topic, and to get them to want to learn more. That was the important part. We're going to get your topic in front of them, and we want them to feel like they got a real good taste of it, and that they're going to go out and explore on their own to learn more about these topics. Well, we did that for the first year. The second year, a few speakers said, we want more time. We'd like a little bit more time. So, okay, you've got 20 minutes. And then I don't remember how many it was, but a certain subset of the speakers had the opportunity to do what we were calling deeper dives.
Right.
That is, they could take their talk and then expound upon it in this deeper dive session and, go to that next level with their topic. Same thing again in 2017. Now this year, every speaker, all 10 of our speakers are going to give a 20-minute talk, and all 10 are going to give a 45-minute deeper dive talk. So people who come to Macstock are not only going to get that little introduction to the topic, but they're going to have the opportunity in the afternoon to select then which speaker they'd like to go learn more from. So we're going to run parallel tracks in the afternoon and a single track in the morning. The single track's going to be all the 20-minute talks, and then the parallel tracks in the afternoon are going to be the 45-minute deeper dive talks. So every speaker has an hour and 5 minutes, 20 plus 45, to cover their topic. And I think everyone's really excited about that because that's giving them that extra time that they've been asking for. And yet we're still sticking to that really unique format that Macstock has had since the beginning, where if it's a topic you're not interested in, look, it's only 20 minutes. It's not that hard to sit through.
Yeah.
Versus we've got these 2-3 hour mega session talks going on stage. No, we don't do that. They're 20-minute talks.
And what I like about that 20-minute section is the fact that it might be something that someone doesn't think they're interested in, but that 20 minutes then gets them interested in it.
Yeah.
Excellent point. Yep. Excellent point. Because sometimes you just don't know. You don't know until you hear that, and you're like, oh, wow, this is really something I either should have known about or want to learn more about. And a talk we gave last year on Spotlight was one of those those illuminating talks. Those illuminating talks that was given, where a lot of folks, either who are new to the Mac or even longtime Mac users, say, I never really used it, and I didn't realize how powerful Spotlight was.
Yeah, that kind of happened with Dave Hamilton's Wi-Fi talk too.
So yeah, the mesh network talk. Yeah.
Now, the more things change, the more things stay the same. Yeah. As usual, you're giving the keynote this year, right?
No, I don't. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear me give a keynote. No, that's the third exciting new thing we got this year. We have a keynote
right
speaker.
into it.
We have never had a keynote speaker at Macstock before. And being themed to productivity, this was the perfect opportunity to get someone in who's known throughout the community as being an expert on productivity, specifically on the Mac, but in iOS as well. And that is Dr. Mac, Bob Levitas. He's been around. He's written something like 80 books on the Mac and iOS. I know, it's crazy that someone of his stature says, hey, yeah, I want to be there at Macstock. I want to give the keynote talk. Well, he didn't know he was going to give a keynote talk. I asked him, Bob, you want to give the keynote talk? And he said, actually, yeah, I would like to do that. So he's going to give the keynote talk this year, and he's going to give a regular presentation and deeper dive as well. So that's going to be really cool. So that's the third exciting new thing this year. And then the fourth thing I'm super excited about, because all these things came about because of Dr. Mac came about through Chuck Joyner. Chuck provided the introduction to Bob to me, and that got the ball rolling there. And then Wally Truinsky got the ball rolling on the fourth exciting new thing. And this is really incredibly cool. There is a filmmaker out of Canada. His name is Noah Leon. Leon? I don't know.
Well, you say Leon, I say Leon.
There, and then we'll get it covered.
Right.
So he's a Canadian filmmaker, and he's been working on a documentary about the Newton. This is really a documentary, and Yes?
You were freezing a little bit, but you're okay now.
I was doing my... Okay, anyway. So this 90-minute documentary about the Newton, and he released it on February 27th. It was one of those Indiegogo projects, so he's released it to his backers. But in speaking with him, we've managed to get an exclusive Macstock public screening of this movie set up, and that's going to be free admission to this movie for everyone who attends Macstock.
Nice.
So that's going to be the wrapper for the weekend. We're wrapping things up with Love Notes to Newton is the name of the documentary, And I've seen the trailer for it. You can see the trailer for it. I've got the links in the on the website, and it's super well produced. And I think it's going to be really fascinating for anyone who is even remotely interested in the history of Apple and the products, the precursors to all these little devices that we're using now. And I have it over there. I've got my eMate sitting right over there. I used it as a prop in another podcast when I was talking about this. But yeah, of course, the eMate's going to be covered in the message pad and all that. But this is super exciting, and it's exclusive to Macstock.
Well, there's one more thing that you've left out, Mike.
Oh, what's that?
In that this year, for the first time, if you buy the whole weekend package, not only will you get both days of the Macstock conference and the T-shirt, and I think the mug. Are you guys doing the mug this year again too?
Well, the mug is that's not free.
Okay, it's well
but it's
worth
not
it,
expensive.
Yeah,
No, it's not expensive.
Not
And I actually know folks who have the collection of all four, or will have the collection of all four. So,
but you also get, and of course all the great speakers, all the great deeper dives, lunch on both days, which is great.
Lunch on both days. Yep.
The Saturday night Berry Fun Fest.
Yes.
You will also get, if you get the whole 2-day package, the Friday night speakers dinner.
Well, I don't think it's that. We're not calling it a speakers dinner.
No.
It's
like a welcome.
Like a welcome.
Right.
Like a welcome.
Yeah, it's more of a welcome reception party kind of a thing.
Right.
It was, again, an ad hoc. There was an actual speakers dinner last year. But then beforehand, people were coming into Chicago. And I'm like, I started looking in the area. I'm like, you know what? We're going to meet at the Crystal Lake Brewery, which is just a great place to hang.
Yep.
A lot of good space. People there were fantastic. And we ended up having, I think we had probably
like 20 people
there.
20, 30. Yeah, it was a lot of people.
And it just, you realize that the people, just that desire just to hang out and catch up, especially now that they've been coming for several years, that was such a strong interest that people's like, we got to do this. We got to just keep it open, because when the speaker dinner happened, people left, and the people that weren't speakers were like, oh man. And some of them hung out, which was great. So I think, you know what, let's just do it. And I've done this at other conferences where you see people just get there the day before the official conference starts. It says, anybody who's here early, we're just going to have this. It's a cash bar. Again, it's at the Bulldog Ale House, which is right across from the hotel. Mm-hmm. And they have a great indoor-outdoor area. So
yes, they do.
Where the weather's nice, you can hang out, you can go inside. And I'm sure more fun.
Yeah, parking was kind of but
it can be a little busy there, but
a little bit.
Yeah,
that's because the food was so great.
Though. I mean, this is all, Guy. This is all part of Barry's. I think we'll just revive the Midwest Mac Mingle terminology this year, won't we?
Okay.
I mean, that really seems to be the most fitting for this, because
it really is that.
Yeah. It really is that. It's all part of Barry's evening events. So the Friday welcome, what are you calling it? Welcome party, welcome
party, reception.
Welcome reception. Reception sounds so weddingy. Weddingy.
Welcome wagon.
The party.
The welcome wagon.
The Friday welcome wagon.
Anyway, that's part of Barry's evening events. So you got this Midwest Mac Mingle thing that takes place after Macstock or before Macstock, and so that's Friday night. It's Saturday night. You've got a game night all set up and ready to go for the wee hours of the morning, and it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, and it's not included. It's not included, but I can pretty much guarantee that after everything is done on Sunday, that there will be some kind of gathering afterwards. That pretty much everyone will be welcome to.
Don't plan to leave Sunday night.
Yeah.
Plan to leave Sunday.
You were talking about the parking at Bulldog, and it's literally in the parking lot or adjacent to the parking lot of the Hampton Inn of McHenry.
Yes.
And the Hampton has just been fantastic from start. They've been opening up all rooms. We sold out their first block of rooms. They had to expand the block already this year.
Wow.
So do make sure you get a room there. If you can,
it sounds like I need to make my reservations really soon.
Yes, you should do
that. You can
now.
literally walk from the hotel to the Bulldog, and from the Bulldog back to the hotel. So nice and safe for everyone who's partying into the wee hours of the morning. But
So,
don't
and
park
even
it
though
too much.
I live
you don't
not
want to
that
miss
far
Macstock
away,
Saturday.
I'm still staying there just because it's
Yeah.
Well, it's
Well,
gonna be
you're
the,
like-
it's gonna be
you're
the
like an
hub of
hour
the
away.
activities. Yeah, oh, it's not that bad.
Barry's in the penthouse. He got the penthouse suite at Hampton Inn.
Now we've actually got a question in the chat room, to be honest with you, about how you get hold of those caps, Mike.
Oh, yeah. So we had a limited run of caps last year, and I think I had 25 made. It was
You had to have another one made for me.
I had to have another one. That was exactly what happened. I did not realize how popular these caps were going to be, and you know what? The initial run, I think it was 12. I went with 12, and it's a local embroiderer.
Yeah, I went with you to pick up
actually.
the shirts, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different place. The shirts are from a different place. Yeah, but I did 12. I'm like, I don't know, because it's actually a nice high end cap. It's a
beautiful.
920 cap.
Oh, I'm not wearing mine at the moment.
Yeah, it's a new era brand cap, and so the caps themselves were, I don't know, I think they were like $18 or $19 just for a blank cap. And had them embroidered, and this is a unique one. This doesn't have the Macstock 2017 on the back of it, but the Barry has the Macstock 2017. So I had 12 made, and really had no idea how well they're going to sell. And my wife Janet had this long list of people who said they wanted a cap too, and so I had to go back and say, yeah, all those caps you embroidered, I need twice the order of that, and sent them out to everybody, and yeah. So this year, I think what I'm going to do is everyone who's in attendance will automatically be added to the Macstock newsletter, and I think I'm going to kind of let people pre-order this year so that I have a better idea, and we'll just have them set aside with everyone's name on them, and we won't make them pay up front. We'll just say, hey, do you want a hat this year? And we'll set one aside for you. And then that way people will be able to go home with them.
Yeah, and these are I have a very large head, and these are one size fits all hats.
Yeah,
and it fits me just fine.
You do have a big head.
I do. I really, really do. There's no hair on top, which is why I wear caps like this all the time. But yeah,
and that I've got to say, Guy,
yeah,
that would surprise people. You saying that you've got no hair on top when you look at your picture as one of the speakers for 2018.
yeah. That's a slightly older picture. I think that was from my prom in 1978. So.
Yeah. And I've got a really important question as well, Mike. Another follow-up question, not from Facebook chat, but actually from myself.
Okay.
What's the color theme this year?
Well, what is the color theme? Well, you've seen the color theme, I'm sure.
Well, I may have done, but I'm thinking that the listeners and viewers may not.
Well, okay. Well, every year I try to come up with something new and unique and different for the T-shirt. And it's always a surprise to me how well it's received. Like this shirt here from last year. Oh my gosh, it was one of those concepts I'd been noodling around with ideas and finally settled on this one and there's probably 5 or 6 different designs until I settled on this final design. But it's one of those things that it just kind of comes to me. Now I have a concept for the overall theme, the color theme, but I don't have the final design for the T-shirt done yet this year. So, what's going to be on the mug this year and what's going to be on the shirts always remains a surprise until you pick up your T-shirt at Macstock. But I have been running into a lot the past year or so designs and colors from the Atomic Age and the 50s and 60s. And just purely by coincidence, last fall, I said, I'm going to go with this kind of dark teal-like color. It was a very popular color in that Atomic Age era.
Yes.
Yeah. And I decided to go with that. And it's funny because this spring, or not this spring, a month or so ago, I was going through a blog post that talked about the hot new colors for 2018. this color was on the list, and I was like, oh, so did I set? No, I didn't set that.
Yeah, of course you did.
But the theme, the design, I'm working on a design for the T-shirt that kind of pulls from the atomic age of design. So we'll see how well it works.
Okay, for we're gonna have to kind of wrap this up a little bit. We've been going super long. If you're interested in getting tickets for Macstock 2018, July 21st and 22nd in Woodstock, Illinois, there's 2 different types of tickets that you can get. There's a single day pass, which, Mike, is how much?
Well, so we have an early bird sale going on right now. Right. And this year, unlike last year, I actually put the single day pass on sale as well. So the single day pass gets you into either Saturday or Sunday.
Right.
Now, the downfall to that is that you'll only get the keynote or Love Notes to Newton. You know, you're only going to get one of those 2 things, picking Saturday or Sunday. But the single day pass is normally $99, and it's on sale early bird through the end of March for $89.
Right.
That does get you lunch. It does get you the T-shirt.
Doesn't get you the Mac Mingle.
It doesn't get you into the Midwest Mac Mingles. No, it doesn't get you into any of that stuff. But it does get you all the cool Macstock stuff for the day you pick, whether it be Saturday or Sunday. Yeah.
And then so the ticket that everybody should be getting, unless you absolutely cannot attend both days, is the weekend pass, the 2-day pass that gets you an invite to the Friday night shindig, that gets you both days of the conference, that gets you lunch for both days, that gets you the Midwest Mac Mingle. It gets you the T-shirt and all the other cool swag that's going to come in your goodie bag as you show up
bonus
on the door.
Swag.
Ooh,
bonus swag this year.
I like
yes,
bonus swag.
Everyone who gets it's already ordered. It's sitting in giant boxes in my family room right now, much to my wife's chagrin. But
well, I'll be driving again this year, so I will be there.
Awesome.
I will be there Thursday, and actually, I'm going to stop right there. I was about to say something that would probably cause me no end of heartache, but I will be there on Thursday, Mike. If you need any help to put things together, things along those lines, just let me know. But really, so you've got this weekend pass. The normal price is $249. Is that correct?
The normal price is $249. Yes.
Right. But I'm going to guess this. Now, this is just a guess on my part, that there's a way to reduce that amount by some fraction. Mike, how would they do that?
Well, first, all they have to do is buy a ticket, because the weekend pass is also on sale right now.
Ooh.
And it's on sale through the end of March for $179.
Nice.
Now, there is a way to get a little extra off of that, another $10 off of that. So you can get your 2-day weekend pass for only $169. Now, the way they do that is they use a special coupon code that I gave to you, Guy. Do you want to share that special coupon code?
That coupon code is MTTF10, I believe.
I think it's MTTF bonus 10.
Bonus
is that what
10.
It is? You know, I should probably actually log into the site and see what that will get them.
And we'll probably, it's still early. We'll come up with one that's related to the Mac to the Future part. We'll come up with one for the MyMac crew as well, and it'll be MyMac bonus 10 or something like that. We don't know yet. And Michael let me know that, but that'll get you another $10 off. So instead of paying $249 like all those latecomers will have to pay, you can get your weekend ticket for $169, and that is all inclusive. There is no extras. There is nothing else that you have to buy to participate in everything that's involved with the Macstock Conference and Expo for the year 2018. Right?
MTTF bonus 10.
Okay, MTTF bonus 10.
And that's 1010.
Yes.
Bonus 10. MTTF bonus 10. That'll $10 off.
Of an already discounted price.
Off an already discounted price, exactly. Yeah. But that's only through March 31st.
Yep.
Only through March 31st. And then ticket prices go up.
Okay,
We're going to have I'm actually, this is an exclusive to you and your live audience right now. I have not told anyone else about this, but what we're going to do after early bird ends is we're going to have a fashionably late bird sale. And then we're going to have a Did I Miss Dinner bird sale after that.
Yeah, but not as good as the early bird.
Oh, no. No, absolutely not. Early bird is when you want to buy the tickets.
People. Don't wait.
Don't wait. Because what happens is for 1 month in April, they're still going to be on sale, but they're going to be on sale for $199. The price goes up. The price goes up $20. Still on sale. Fashionably late.
Yes.
But you can still get a sale. But right now, early bird, that's the best ticket pricing you're going to get.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And I'm getting this wonderful tan over here on this side of my face.
Yeah, we can see.
I know. I didn't anticipate the sun coming up like this.
Okay. Have you got some suntan oil? You need it. Yeah.
I keep suntan oil around all the time, but I can't say why.
I'm not going to ask.
No, you probably shouldn't ask
that.
that.
So are we done?
I think we are done. Everyone, please make sure that you go to MacstockConferenceandExpo.com. Check out the speakers. Check out all the events that's going to be taking place. Get your ticket. Get the early bird discounts. Get the extra $10 off so that you're only paying $169 as compared to the full price that everybody else is going to have to pay. And we'll see you at Macstock Conference and Expo 2018, July 21st and 22nd in Woodstock, Illinois. It is. Everybody say bye-bye.
No. I'm just going to make. Let's just make sure that Mike and Barry haven't got anything else they just want to add on just before the end. Just make sure.
It's been such a wonderful event, and I mean, people have come back. People say, "Hey, we couldn't make it last year. We're going to be here this year." It is absolutely a wonderful community event.
And we've had people from all over the world show up.
Yeah, I mean, literally, we have many countries represented, and it's just one of those things that you really don't want to miss it because there isn't anything else like this around.
No, not on the Mac side.
Well said.
Oh,
Mike?
Also,
yes,
I will have my full mobile podcasting gear, 4 microphones, 4 preamps. Everyone will be amazed that I was able to fit all of this 75 pounds into a single backpack.
That's really mobile.
That's so mobile that, it's mobile. If you're like the Hulk. So,
Mike, is there anything you'd like to add before we go?
No, I mean, so many of the people that we talked about just casually during this conversation are going to be there presenting at Macstock. I mean, we have Allison Sheridan and Chuck Joyner and Adam Christensen. We didn't mention Brett Terpstra, Bob Levitas.
And don't forget,
Wally
I think,
Trulinski.
Mike, you still have a few updates you're going to put out there. I know you just finalized the speaker list. Dave Ginsburg will be there. So just want to make sure we get everybody listed because you have such an awesome group of speakers.
We really do. We have every year has been such an awesome group of speakers, really. But this is going to be a really
except
awesome
for those
group of
first two
speakers,
guys. Who were they again? It was so long ago, I don't remember.
Did I mention Guy Searle and Tim Robertson?
Well, you did, but you probably shouldn't have.
No.
The MyMac game show quiz is how we're going to wrap up Saturday before Barry's Saturday events. And I can't think of a better way to wrap up the day than that. Yep.
So make sure everybody get your tickets. You got to come to this thing. You know, we've been talking now for almost an hour about it, and you've really just got to check it out and see what it's all about.
We could go on for another couple of hours.
We could, except that would be wrong. So everybody say bye.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.
But we don't. It's at Macstock. We'll have the conversation at Macstock.
We will.
Hey, David, this week on TechFan, let's talk about Apple.
Don't like it.
Yeah, okay. Windows? We can talk about Windows.
Boring.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of cool things in 3D printing going on. We could talk about.
Cool? I don't think so.
What about like the Raspberry Pi? We've discussed that in the past. It's TechFan.
No.
Well, you're just being difficult now. What do you want to talk about this week on TechFan?
How about we talk about Apple and then a little bit about Microsoft and then the Raspberry Pi?
You suck.
Excellence in Mediocrity. The G-Men on the MyMac.com podcast.
And welcome to the third section of the mighty MyMac.com podcast. Wasn't that a great, probably, interview with Mike and Barry?
I think it's the best interview we've ever done with them two.
Wait, wasn't it like the first one that we've ever done with them?
Probably.
So you're...
nodding my head.
Exactly.
Hit it. Gaz's tips.
Most harder and harder and harder.
Gaz's tips. It's time for Gaz's tip.
Right, this is going to completely confuse Guy because there is actually no Gaz's tip in the Gaz's tip section.
Well, there's a girl.
However, what I'm going to say is if you have 2 Macs on your network, make sure that when you go into the Finder and you click on that other Mac on your network, that you go up to the right-hand corner and you go share screen. You should be able to set it up. If you haven't set it up, I can't remember what the process is, but make sure you set it up because I am always going to my headless Mac, which sits in the living room. And I tell you what, it's just so easy to use share screen on your Mac, and then you can do whatever you like on that other Mac as you would, because it like brings it up as a separate screen, and then just close it down and stop that screen sharing. Dead easy. Macs are just so good for that. So,
they are.
But I think
somebody should do a podcast for them.
Somebody should do a Mac podcast.
They should.
They're so easy to use. Brilliant. Do you agree with that?
I'm nodding my head.
Hit it. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips.
So, is that the end of the tip?
Will you let me finish?
Now,
okay, yeah.
Tell me, have you got a pick this week?
I do. We have to do this fast this week.
I do.
I do
have a
pick.
to do that fast.
Well, because I want to do a little test on something that we've already done.
Go on, get on with it.
In theory, we've already done it, but okay. My pick this week is...
Just crack on. Stop slowing us down.
It's Spreaker Studio by Spreaker.
It is Spreaker.
It's free.
It's cool.
Yeah. If you're looking for a way to record audio, including sound clips and songs, is free a low enough price for you? Spreaker is a paid podcast service, but they include a pretty good little recording app. There'll be a link in the show notes to it, and you don't have to use their service to use this application. And it does work. I have used it before, actually for a podcast. I believe when we were at, it was either Macstock last year or the year before, I used this app to quickly record some stuff, and it's a good app.
Cool.
What do you got?
Star Rover. Now, there's a couple of apps out there to see. It's like one of these augmented, basically, apps which you point at the sky and it tells you, it knows what your position is, and it can tell you what the stars are and the planets are in the sky. And as we live quite in the country and we get some really dark skies, sometimes it can be quite spectacular at night. And there's a couple out there, but I've kind of fallen with Star Rover, and I quite like this one. It's $1.99. I've got it on both my iPad and on my iPhone, and there are plenty of apps out there, and I think you've got to kind of find the one that you like best. And for me, I remember one point in time, some reasonable reviews, so go over and I don't think you can go far wrong with this particular app, if I'm honest.
Well, you can, but it would be out in the galaxy, far, far away.
It would be like, let me see if I can find something. Yeah.
Sir, if you'll not be needing me, I'll close down for a while.
I understand completely.
Do not have fun.
They have fun.
This is Lord.
You cannot escape your
failed
destiny.
pronouncing my name wrong for the last time.
We have not. We have not. We haven't failed that at all.
Anyway, I
See,
like.
I'm not ready.
No. Ow. Sorry, this splinter it's really giving me some pain here. Sorry for. Oh, thanks.
No, I didn't mean to hit that one.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh, here's the one I meant to hit.
And she's not only merely dead, she's really most sincerely dead.
What's that got to do with Star Rover? Anyway, move on.
Nothing. Okay, moving on. If you would do an iTunes review for the MyMac.com podcast, we would sit there and say, why?
I've got to say,
why?
I've got to understand though. Yeah, why? We do understand why you don't.
Yeah, and so far you haven't since November of last year. So thumbs up.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But if you do a iTunes review, you will get something wonderful from Gaz and me, and it is known, Gaz, as a woo tea. Not just a woo, not just a T.
It's got an E.
But a woo tea. You got to add the extra E.
Get on with it.
There at the end. And it's wonderful, and you can get one if you do an iTunes review or many other ways that we're not going to go into here. Facebook is still at $1.99. I'm still sad about that. And I'm not going to talk about Macstock this week because
we already have.
I think we are. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We already have. That's how it works.
Wink.
Wink, 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 wink. Gaz, if people wanted to get a hold of you and say, what a fantastic interview that you and Guy did with Barry and Mike, in theory, how would they do so?
Send an email to gaz@mymac.com. That's G-A-Z at mymac.com, or on the Twitters, twitter.com/Gazmaz, G-A-Z-M-A-Z. You can also send a tweet to both Guy and myself on the Twitters, twitter.com/Guy and Gaz, G-U-Y-A-N-D-G-A-Z.
Cars.
Okay. You can also send an email to feedback, FWDBACK, at mymac.com. Guy.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted
an email from Guy.
Because
Guy's the one.
And he never.
I screwed up.
No, never. And people.
You remember Guy?
How would they do so?
All they would have to do is to send me an email using the email client of your choice. You would send that to Guy, G-U-I, at mymac.com, probably. And you can reach me on the Twitters. My Twitter handle there is MacPettit. Oh, it's not working. Did it crash?
No, I just thought I'd do it.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. We're so automated now. You can, as he hits his head on the microphone, you can also reach us on our Skype number. This number works.
Honestly.
It really does work.
It does. It's out there, folks.
That number.
Use it or lose it.
That's right. If you don't use it, I will continue to do these videos. That's actually not much of a threat, is it?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
Well,
No.
The number is, if you're outside of the United States, that would be a 1 or a +1. And then you would dial 703, which is the area code 436-9501. That number again, 703-436-9501. And Gaz, I think it's at this point, we say, number one, we say thank you to Barry and Mike for
wonderful interview.
Being on earlier. We really do appreciate that. And make sure you check out Macstock Conference and Expo.com and get tickets and go there and meet me and hopefully get, I don't know, I'll be there anyway. So I would like to say for both Gaz and myself, thank you for downloading and listening to the MyMac.com podcast. We really, all kidding aside, we really do appreciate it. Brains. And I would like to say, Gaz, that I think that we're good enough.
We are.
And I think that we're smart enough.
Nope.
And that doggone it, woof woof, people like us. Oh, this is an easy one compared to some of the ones I've done.
Aikawa ona hana kanaka. Ina oale ua. I hele I a Macstock. Ina ole ua I oala. End.
Thanks for downloading and listening to the MyMac Podcast. You can also hear other great podcasts on the MyMac Podcasting Network, like the Tech Fan Podcast, Three Geeky Ladies, Geekiest Show Ever, the Let's Talk Podcast, Essential Apple Podcast, and the Club PlayStation and Club Nintendo Podcasts. Woo!
That'll do. That'll do.
See, I don't know if I should go. The Inner Sanctum.
Inner Sanctum. Yeah.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the haunted mansion. Yeah.
Guy, it makes no difference, mate.
I know, it's not helping.
No, it just makes no difference. Okay.
It was gone quite mad.
You have gone quite mad.
Right. Do you want to do the
Can you
title?
talk if you haven't got a brain?
I don't know. Even scare myself.
You do scare yourself.
I haven't any courage.
Well, you can't.
I haven't any courage at all.
I would dance and be merry. Life would be a ding-a-dairy if I...
Ding-a-dairy.
Ding-a-dairy.
Ding-a-dairy. Well, it's nice to have it all in case somebody says something really funny. Like, I don't know. Somebody.
Really funny.
Really funny. Anyway, Gaz, I know it's late for you.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us.
It's cracking on.
And
that's good. Yeah.
Everyone,
dressed awful nice for a rugby ref.
Did you see his red and yellow cards that he had?
Dressed awfully nice for a rugby ref.
Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute.
Hey, Barry, did Bobby see us talking to her, saying hi, Bobby, and stuff? Okay,
yes, good. Yes, she came by. That's why I told her to come up, and she was actually just off camera most of the time. So she had it on. She was also watching the live stream. It was weird because you get different feeds on Facebook based upon the device you're on.
Yeah,
typical.
I could not find.
Was the audio all messed up?
To find it.
She said it was a little choppy.
Yeah.
Mike or Dave Ginsburg is telling me the same.
Well, like I said, hopefully I've got the entire conversation in GarageBand.
Yeah. Hey, we can always try this again too.
Yeah. There's no reason why not.
Wow.
Oh. Look at this.
Okay, so
wow.
The name is Malpass. Gary
This
Malpass.
is my blazer, okay, and I'd also have a white shirt along with this tie. So that is how I turn up.
Really? So wait a minute.
Absolutely.
I thought you were a ref.
Yeah, I don't referee in the blazer.
I thought you Yeah, okay. I thought you. So this is how you show up.
This is how I show up, and then obviously, this is how I show up. I obviously turn up with the blazer, the white shirt, the proper tie, and smart kudos, and that's how I leave. But obviously on the pitch, I've got my kit on. But yeah,
well, that's way too much work. Why would you do that? Why would you show up in a blazer and then change back again?
I would do it the other way around.
It's rugby. It's what we do. Everyone wears blazers. Come on.
I would show up in shorts and a t-shirt and then go out into the pitch in a tuxedo.
Well,
there you go. Hello, Mike.
Hello,
Governor.
Hello.
Oi, you lot.
Yeah, Oi. We're the three of us are like the only ones here not from the UK, and we're the ones talking in a UK accent.